Alright, hey you guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I just kind of want to go over what I think is probably one of the most versatile techniques there is. It can be fished with a lot of different lures, and I catch a lot of fish on it anywhere I go in the country, from Oklahoma, Lake Cumberland, Kentucky, Louisiana even. I went down there. Anywhere I really go, and it's a good bait that I like to use basically to get bites. It gets bites, but the thing is, it doesn't just catch small fish. I've caught big fish on it as well. Plenty of big fish on this technique. And what I'm talking about is basically a shaky head. So this shaky head, this is just a shaky head. I use all different kinds. You know, right now it's difficult to find lead heads, jig heads, lead, anything, and tackle. So I just buy whatever they have. So I've been able to find the ones lately, and I've been throwing those, and they seem to be working pretty well for me. This is, I believe, a 3/8 ounce, but I go anywhere from a quarter to a half ounce to a 3/4 ounce, even bigger if I need to. But majority of the time I'm throwing about a half ounce shaky head, a 3/8. And the thing is, I can rig that up multiple different ways. Most people think of, when you think of a shaky head, that you're thinking about like a 1/4 ounce or less with a straight tail worm. Well, a lot of times, you know, I like throwing a jig, and I want to show you something. A lot of times I'll be throwing a jig, which if you look at the size of that compared to the profile of that, this one is just, it's a little smaller, but it's still kind of got some decent size to it. So that allows me to get more bites on this when I'm not getting bit on the jig. And believe me, a lot of times I get bit on this a lot and I won't get bit on the jig. So just looking at that profile difference, and this is a Gary Yamamoto creature bait. This is probably one of my favorite lures to throw on the shaky head. I go through multiple packs of this every week. But what I like about the shaky head is, like I said, it's very versatile. I can fish a lot of different lures. You can rig a couple lures that I do throw on. I've thrown 10-inch worms on it. I've thrown, you know, the straight tail worms on it. But you can also rig it up, say, with like a Magnum Rage Menace, something like this. Nice little compact profile. You can see how that's going to get a lot of bites. As well as you could throw like this is a Magnum Rage Bug. You could even throw a smaller Rage Bug, the original, or a Magnum, depends on what size bite you're looking for or what the fish are keying on. But again, I mean, if you were to just look at that, and then just look at the profile of that next to a jig, I mean, they're almost similar, but instead of having to drop to like a finesse size jig, you know, I can still have the big head here, and I can still be more finesse and catch a lot more fish. And what I'm looking for when I'm fishing a lot of times, especially practicing for tournaments, is I'm just trying to get some bites to kind of clue me in on where the fish are. If I'm throwing something that's like a big jig and they're not biting that, I'm fishing through areas not getting bit. But I can come back, say if I come back through and I fish something a little smaller, something just a little more subtle like this, and I start getting bit, that tells me, you know, a lot of times I'm fishing past fish that aren't biting the jig, but they'll bite this. And that lets me know, hey, you know, this is what I'm going to start out with. I'm going to start out with something small to get bit, because I don't want to be going through areas throwing something that I'm not going to get a lot of bites on, because that means I could be going over good areas that are got good concentration and good populations of fish. So a lot of times when I'm practicing for tournaments, I'm throwing something that I'm gonna get bit on, get some bites, so I know when I go through an area that if I'm not getting bit, then, you know, maybe I want to move on. Say if I went through that area throwing like a big glide bait or something like that, I don't get bit. That's not going to mean there aren't fish there. It's just going to mean they didn't want something big and gaudy like a glide bait. Same thing when it comes to throwing that jig. If I'm throwing, you know, a half ounce or a 3/4 ounce jig and I'm not getting bit, you know, but then I come back through, like I said, and get bit on that, that means I might have to go back and check a lot of stuff that I've already fished and just try something different. So again, little shaky heads, great bait, great way you can rig any type of creature bait on you want. I mean, I always play around with it. That's how I find out what kind of baits I like, mainly because I'm looking for the profile. The profile is the main key when I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to throw on there. You know, I'm looking for something, usually something small and compact, but still has some decent size to it, so I can trigger some bigger bites as well. So go out and give that a try. It is a great bait. It is a great way to get bites, catch plenty of fish, and have a good time doing it. So again, hit the like button. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to put out some more videos. As you can see, I still got all my stuff here, so hopefully my boat will be getting back this week. If it needs to be back this week or at the beginning of the next, because I'm leaving in less than 2 weeks now. So hopefully it'll be back. Got the guys working on it. It's going to get in the shop tomorrow and get fixed, so we'll see how everything goes. So again, thank you guys for the support. If you liked the video, hit the like, and I'll see you guys next time.